My name is Chris Padilla. I'm Vice President for Government and Regulatory Affairs at IBM. Today on the panel I discussed whether intellectual property protection in China is better than it was in the past and what the trends are, and also talked a little bit about how the U.S. government goes about protecting U.S. intellectual property and technology from being either stolen or improperly exported. From a broad point of view, my point was that things are certainly better than they were in China in the early 1990s when IP theft was rampant. There is better protection of IP today, both legally and practically, in terms of what Chinese companies have an interest in protecting. And the reason for that is that China has more innovative IP that it wants to protect. And so what you see is there are more payments of licensing fees, there are better laws, more ability to take enforcement actions. On the U.S. side, we've recently passed a new law in the U.S. regarding both investment review and export controls, principally focused on how companies do business with China. And those laws will provide some important updates, needed updates, I would argue, to U.S. export controls, which have not been updated in recent years and probably need to be to reflect new technologies like artificial intelligence and quantum computing. It's important as we update those regulations, though, that we not try to control things that China already has or that they could freely get from other countries and thereby disadvantage the U.S. And the final point I made was it's important to use the right tools for the right job. If we have concerns from a national security standpoint, we have a wide array of national security tools that we can use to address concerns about theft or taking intellectual property that may be national security sensitive. We should not mix that up with the commercial imperative that U.S. companies need to compete, and Chinese companies are now globally competitive, and we need to make sure we're doing what we can to compete on a level playing field.